Alrighty. We are live. We are live. Hi, everybody. Hello. How are you? My daily comfort show. Hello, hello, hello. How's everybody doing? What did the orange tyrant do today? Well, Tangerine Palpatine, he gave a speech at the World Economic Forum in front of like all the other world leaders. And I've got so many clips of it. I've got all these tabs of it. I've got so many clips of it. And they're all so bad. They're all so bad. My 8-year-old son said, "You look like Wario." Wario. Wario. Wow. Wow. Wario. Wow. Wow. Didn't he say we would not use force for Greenland? No, not exactly. What he said was, if I wanted to take Greenland, it would be over in 5 minutes. I would destroy Greenland. But I'm not going to do that. So yes, he said the quote, sure. Yeah, I'm not going to use force for Greenland, but he's doing it in like a threatening way. Yeah, it was so fucking bad. You're getting ragged on by other leftists recently? I don't give a shit. Brother, let me explain something to you. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I don't care about anyone's opinion other than my own. And it's because I truly, genuinely, wholeheartedly believe my take is the best on every single topic. Now, I know I'm not a fucking genius. I refer to the experts when it comes to things that I don't know about, but I don't care what anybody thinks of me, even my fans. I care about what I think of me, so I really don't give a shit. And also, I'm frankly certain that the quote-unquote other leftists who are shitting on me are probably just fucking liberals, you know? But I don't know really who you're talking about because I don't spend much time watching videos about me, you know? Bro, he's homesick and you made his whole day? Good. I'm glad. I'm not fucking Wario, though. Dude, my hair actually looks insane. It always looks insane, though. You know, what am I talking about? Who do I think that I am? I did see Peyton pop off on Good Trouble. That was very satisfying. Next Thursday, I'll be attending the sentencing of Shane Grayson, the killer of Sonia Massey. Fascism is a cancer. Oh, I'm glad somebody's going to be there for that. Excuse me. But, yeah, we got some stuff to talk about. $20, my first donation to you. Thank you for all you do. Thank you, Bella Chow. Thank you, Nuggets. I appreciate you. Here's your cat. He's sleeping somewhere. Erica Kirk is heartbroken right now. Yeah, JD Vance and Usher are having a baby. Somehow, Usher Vance is going to have Erica Kirk's child. I don't know how that's going to happen, but that's going to happen. That's going to happen. You know? Doesn't make much sense to me. ICE is in my goddamn hometown of 4,000 people. Only Mexican store in town. The Nazis then invaded a native reservation where they have no authority. Listen, this is what I've been trying to tell people for a long time. If you think your small little town is safe from ICE, you're wrong. I grew up in a hamlet. It wasn't even a town. It was a hamlet. That's how small it was. And, yeah, listen. The thing that will destroy the MAGA momentum, or I guess ICE's momentum, is when the cruelty makes its way into like red state suburbs, right? Because right now, the way that you do this, and this is what Germany did, is you have to separate your cultists from the cruelty, you know? But the cruelty will make its way home, just like it did in Germany, and then you will have to come to terms with it. And you'll have to realize, like, no, this is the new world that you have created, you know? Erica Kirk is doing a performance in Riverside, California, city 15 minutes, unrelated, but I bought a potato can and you're out of your fucking mind, son. You're out of your fucking mind, son. Thank you for the $5, though. I appreciate that. Is it Klaus Schwab song? I don't know what that is. Hello from Norway. Hi, Norway. I'd be happy to answer any questions people might have. What question could I possibly have for a Norwegian other than like, you know, do you know how lucky you are? Are Norwegians aware of how incredible their quality of life is? Like, are you guys aware of how good you have it? Do you know that? Hi, Beans. Are you aware of how good you Norwegians fucking have life? Yeah, I dream about living in Norway. Or any of the Scandinavian bloc countries, you know. Canadian, so Trump takes the swings at our guy. How you doing? How you doing, Canada? Listen, you know, I want to say I'm sorry on behalf of America, but I'm sorry doesn't really cut it. You know, the way that like we consider other like we talk about Russia, and I'm like fuck Russia. Meanwhile, I know the average Russian hates Vladimir Putin. It's acceptable for other nations to consider us that same way. When we keep on telling them we're sorry, we're sorry, it's like, yeah, well, you get to choose your leaders here in America. We get to choose our leaders, and you chose this man. You know, we chose Donald. So it's like, yeah, no, we should be blamed for this. We genuinely should. Therapy is too expensive. Take my money, Chris. You're telling me, bro. I don't have health insurance, and I go to therapy once a week. I don't think you guys know how fucking expensive that shit is, bro. That shit is so stupid fucking expensive. It's actually, it's horrifying how expensive it is. Young dude in blue suits trying to be edgy and conservative. I don't know who you're talking about, but that's just like what happens. I think I know your Reddit handle. I don't have a Reddit account. Does Luigi have insurance? She does, even though it didn't cover her fucking surgery, because it doesn't cover genetic disorders, apparently. All right. I mean, we could just dive in. I've got a lot of stuff ready to go. We could just dive in if we want, or we could wait a little bit. We could wait a little bit. Trump is bringing back insane asylums. We never really got rid of insane asylums. We did change the name of them to like inpatient rehab. But yeah, if you're like court ordered to go to an inpatient rehab, that's the exact same as an insane asylum. It's just different. You know, it's been upgraded with the different technology, different terminology. Thank you for everything you do from Canada. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you for the $2. Valenti was right about everything. Yep, well, that's how it goes. And speaking of being right about everything, you guys down for a little morning song? Una mattina mi sono alzato, un bello ciao, bello ciao, bello ciao, ciao, ciao. Una mattina mi sono alzato e ho trovato l'invasor. Oh partigiano, portami via. Un bello ciao, bello ciao, bello ciao, ciao, ciao. Partigiano, portami via. Che mi sento di morir. Yeah. This is the flower of the resistance, my boy. This is the flower of the resistance. Goodbye, love, goodbye, love, goodbye, love, love, love. This is the flower of the resistance. Sorry about the dog, V. For some reason, nothing as bad as what shit happens to your animal. Yeah, I know. It's brutal. It's brutal. It's brutal. Do you think Fat Boy will chill? No. I do not think Fat Boy will chill. I'm pissed off at our weak-ass politicians who are too spineless to confront the orange Mussolini. Complacency is lethality in this day and age. Yeah, well, a pill that a lot of people are not ready to bite is that there's many Democrat politicians who love everything Trump is doing, and they will not say it. Chuck Schumer, Hakeem Jeffries, Gavin Newsom, just to name a few. They love everything Trump is doing. They want Greenland. They love the warmongering. Their stock portfolios are flying. And at the end of the day, what they're supposed to do is play the role of like controlled opposition, where they pretend to represent you and they pretend to want to stand up to them, but they refuse to actually do it, to use any of their power to put up any sort of a resistance, because they get the same money from the same donors as Donnie. And like, if he's willing to do the damn thing, they'll just sit there quiet like good boys and be a fucking doormat for the Republican Party. Third generation Armenian in Michigan, and all this reminds me of his genocide stories I grew up hearing. Yeah, no, listen, I mean, most of us grew up hearing about genocide and, you know, learning about the Holocaust and learning about warmongering and learning about Adolf Hitler, and for some fucking reason, I believed that we all came to the same conclusion, which was none of that shit was good and all that shit is bad and we can't let that happen again. But the reality is there are tens of millions of people who, when they learned about Hitler, they pulled an Asmongold and they said, huh, beast. When they learned about the Aryans and the, what do they call them? The Supermen, you know, the Ubermensch and the Untermensch, they were like, yeah, that's based. And when they heard about just conquering, they were based, you know. There are tens of millions of people in your world that you have to understand, they are evil. When you're young, you might not believe that good and evil exists. You might believe that everybody does what they do with the intention of doing the right thing. They think that what they're doing is right. That's not true. Good and evil does exist in this world, and there are people who do things for the cruelty. The cruelty is the point. And that is what the overwhelming majority of Trump voters are. They are simply cruel. There's many of them. There's a lot of them are stupid and they think they're going to benefit off this, but there are many of them who know they're not benefiting off of any of this, but as long as they can make other people suffer, they're happy. And that's a pill that a lot of people are not ready to fucking swallow. Thank you for the $5. Fun fact, in rural Utah, where my dad grew up, I got to go to his old school, long shut down. He told me about how it was a Japanese internment camp. Jesus fucking Christ. That's fucking brutal. Yeah, chatter. Jen Pollock just said the truth here. What's really depressing is learning that about 30% of the population wants to murder the other 70%. And that's correct. I will lower that number. I'll say that it's about 20. About 20% of the US population actually, genuinely, really wants to exterminate the other 80%. That's not hyperbole. They genuinely want to murder you all. They want to murder me. They want to murder us all. And that 20% is straight up like, they are ICE. Those are the people that we trained to go kill children in Iraq and Afghanistan. What do you think they did when they got home? They said, oh, now I can do another tour, but on the domestic front. And, you know, they know how to kill. They know how to shoot. They know how to be cruel. So they joined in. They joined in. It's that simple. But, yeah. Blue Dot? What about Blue Dot? Maryland is trying to pass legislation that makes former ICE agents hired under the Trump regime are no longer allowed to be law enforcement. I saw that, yeah. I saw that. Everything you say is patently false. Could you give me an example of one thing that I have said that is patently false, Mr. David Hanneman 5168? Because seemingly you're in here because you're a hater, right? You're triggered. You want to come in here. You want to talk your shit. You know, go ahead. Tell me. Let me know. What did I say that is patently false? Also, I'm pretty sure you meant to say blatantly, but whatever. What happened to Iran? For some reason, Trump is delaying bombing Iran. I do wonder what that is about. And Kyle Kalinske made a video about that, trying to explain what the problem is there. Chris, you sound like a butch lesbian from the 80s, and it's awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that. David. Was that his name? David? David, go ahead. Tell me. What have I said that is blatantly false? Anything? Does MAGA use Viking symbols? Yeah, they do. They're all like obsessed with that sort of shit. It's fucking really weird. He responded? Oh, I didn't see it. Where is it? I don't see it. I see everything you said is patently false. I don't see his response. I don't know why. Oh, no, there it is. You said the military would get their asses handed to them if they went after Maduro? No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Never said that. Are you talking about when I said, good luck, Marine, watch out for the bouncing Bettys? And what about that says that the Marines are going to get their ass kicked? What? Dude, I love, like, you guys literally hallucinate. You come up with like a hallucination and then claim that I said your hallucination. It doesn't track. It doesn't make sense. And you're not the only one, bro. I mean, you're all fucking mentally ill. Now you play word games. Bro, what? Do you want me to pull up the video? Do you want me to pull up the video of me saying, "Good luck, Marine. Watch out for the bouncing Betty"? Because I'm pretty sure that's exactly what you're talking about. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it. I'm going to have to scroll for a while on that. Thank you for the $5. I have Viking pagan tattoos. I want to puke when I see Nazis using these symbols for spreading hate. Yeah, no, it's so fucking cringy. Thank you for the $10. I look forward to your show every day. I appreciate that. Yeah, no, I'm going to have to scroll for an incredibly long time. I really don't even know if it's worth scrolling like that. Let's see. But yeah, so and also my statement on good luck, Marine, still applies to the vermin in here. You do know that Trump said we're staying in Venezuela for at least the next 18 months, right? Can I ask you a question before we do the main show? I do want to just ask David like 2 or 3 questions and see how his brain operates. David, would you be okay with a handful of questions? 20% of Americans are ICE delusional? What the fuck are you talking about? David, all right, first question, and this is simple, and I mean this, I'm not trying to be rude or anything. David, are you retarded? Because I don't want to bully you if you're retarded. We can have a conversation, but I need to know where we're at. Okay? So answer that first, and then we can go in. Because I don't know how you're hallucinating like this in the live chat. Nobody said 20% of Americans are in ICE. We don't have any troops in Venezuela. Oh my God, you are retarded. You're actually retarded. David, do you think we have no troops in Venezuela? The troops we sent there never left. Are you serious? Are you serious? Oh my God. Here, let me just give you one headline here. Trump says he's prepared to send more U.S. troops to Venezuela. What does the word more mean, David? Do you know what the word more means, David? 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 Come on, David. Come on, David. What does the word more mean, David? This is just the first fucking headline that I found. Sorry, more, I'm busy working. Yeah, that's very typical. As soon as I prove you wrong on the spot, you fuckers go, actually, I got 15 clients who just walked into the office. I just popped in here for a second on my free time. All right, doesn't matter. There's no point in entertaining the fucking dummies. Warriors, come out to play. Let's see. I'm pretty sure, when did he say? Trump says we stay in Venezuela for 18 months. But David, can I ask you a handful of questions? Would that be okay? Prepared to send more troops like the troops he sent after Maduro, and then they fucking left moron. Incorrect. They did not leave. But David, let me ask you, can I please ask you a question? Just say, I just want to ask you simple fucking questions. Genuinely. Thank you for the $2. My boss just said Trump knows how to handle shit. Your boss is a fucking idiot. I want to ask you a genuine question, David, because I want to see if you're a reasonable adult. It's very simple. It's like 3 questions. It's 3 yes or no questions. It's 3 yes or no questions, bro. He's working. You're right, guys. You're right. He's so busy. He's so busy working. Please. My collar's blue and my dick is red. I've been sucking on dude just to keep my family fed. All right, David. Question 1. Is the United States of America setting up an oil lobby in Venezuela? Yes or no? Are we setting up an oil? Are we harvesting their oil? Yes or no? Simple. Are we setting up an oil operation there? Yes or no? Yes. Okay. Now question 2. Will America defend our oil operations in that region? Yes or no? Will we defend that? Because clearly, you know, like the fucking Venezuelans don't want us there. Will we defend that oil operation from anything, whether it be terrorists or militias or anything? Will we keep it safe? Yes or no? Probably, right? Yes. Again, I'm not trying to catch you in a gotcha, dude. I'm trying to walk you through how my fucking brain operates. Okay, so you agree we're setting up an oil farm. We're going to defend that oil farm. Will we defend that oil with soldiers? Yes or no? Will we defend that oil with troops? Yes or no? That doesn't mean we have troops now. They're now, first of all, you used the wrong there. Second of all, our troops are still there. They never left. That was confirmed. But I'm asking you the third question. Please just try to answer the question. Pretend to be brave. Will we use troops to defend that oil just like we did in Panama, just like we did in Iraq, just like we did in Afghanistan? Will we use troops to... What about drones? Okay, fuck it. Will we use the military, whether it's a drone or a fucking troop? Will we use the United States military to defend those oil interests in the region? On what? An oil platform in the sea? David, you're retarded. You're retarded. Do you think all of the oil comes from the ocean? Oh my god, dude. Oh my fucking god. Oh my fucking god, David. No, David, answer my question. Will we use the United States military to defend our oil interests in the region? Yes or no, dude? It is a yes or no question. David. 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 Come on, David. I know it's scary because you're backed into a corner now and you're realizing how fucking stupid you sounded. But, like, come on, David. Is he gone? Did he rage quit? He might have rage quit. I think he might have fucking rage quit. Jesus Christ. Guys, it is very, very, very easy to dismantle MAGA talking points. You just need to ask them simple fucking questions. I mean, the simplest questions. I didn't rage quit. Okay, so try and answer the question, okay? If you don't answer with a yes or a no, I'm just gonna fucking ban you. Actually, no, I won't ban you. I'll put you in the corner. Will we defend those oil interests with our military? Yes or no? Answer yes or no, or you're gonna get thrown in a corner because I'm the king. Obviously, all oil comes from the sea. Yes, okay, so you admit that I'm correct, that we are going to keep our troops in Venezuela for at least the next 18 months, like Donald Trump said. Like, dude, you do know that he said this, right? You don't even need to take it from me. Let me see if I could find this. Hold on, let me see if I could find this. Dude, he said this. He said it himself. Trump says we stay in Venezuela for the next 18 months. See if I can find it.
Up administrating Venezuela for years, you know.
Well, you know,
President, is it possible that the U.S. ends up administrating Venezuela for years, you know?
Well, you know, it won't cost us anything because the money coming out of the ground is very substantial. So it's not going to cost us anything. We will. Well, we want safety there. We want to be surrounded by countries that aren't housing all of our enemies all over the world. That's what was happening, and you don't want to have that. But we're going to be rebuilding, and we're not spending money. The oil companies are going to go in. They're going to spend money. We're going to take back the oil that, frankly, we should have taken back a long time ago. A lot of money is coming out of the ground. We're going to get reimbursed for all of that. We're going to get reimbursed for everything that we spend. So it's going to be a very important. It's going to be a very important. This is a very big evening that took place.
I want to see the part where he says we're staying in there for years. I'm pretty sure he said that on a phone call to Fox News. I'm going to have to find that. Thank you for the show. I think David is confusing when you said if there was a mass ground invasion of Venezuela that we would end up fighting a guerrilla war, which we would lose. Absolutely. Absolutely. Instead of a ground invasion, well, we did invade Venezuela, and we did do a ground invasion. It's not like we didn't have fucking boots on the ground. But instead of an actual war, we kidnapped their president in like a stealth operation at night, which was also a deal orchestrated with Maduro. I don't know if you guys saw the fucking photos of Maduro afterwards. He changed his outfit like 15 times. He was posting smiling with like a thumbs up, bro. There's a reason they brought his wife with him, dude. This was a deal they made. This was a fucking deal they made. What do you suggest Europeans to go to do / in case Greenland invasion comes out true? I don't fucking know, bro. There ain't an inch of this planet that's safe from Donald Trump. Are you out of your fucking mind? Guy's the fucking Fuhrer. He'll just body your shit regardless. So also, let me ask one thing. Hold on. David, are you still here? You mentioned you look up to Kyle Kalinske, but there's one topic that I vehemently disagree with him about. I'd like to know your thoughts about it. Go ahead. Let me know. I don't know what topic you're talking about. David, you still here? Maybe not. Still working. All right. So, what do you think about this? This headline isn't the truth here, but it says, it's a look at the U.S. military's unusually large force near Venezuela. David, do you deny the reality that Donald Trump even says this is true? Do you deny the reality that we assembled the largest fleet the Caribbean has ever seen surrounding Venezuela? We have the largest fleet the Caribbean has ever seen. It's like 12 warships, 15,000 Marines, 2 B-52 Stratofortresses, a couple of nuclear-powered submarines, all that. I love when you break it down for MAGA, but I have to give David props for letting you tear his thoughts apart. Yeah, no, I mean, I appreciate the $20. I also appreciate David for allowing me to dismantle his talking points. Thank you for the $5. Anyone else think Chris looks a bit like Billy Butcher from The Boys? Right, here's what you gotta do. Yeah, me fucking diabolical. But David, do you deny the reality that we assembled the largest fleet that the Caribbean has ever seen to surround Venezuela? Do you deny that? Nope, not at all. Okay, so you would, what we're reading, you would say, is correct. The Navy has 11 warships in the region, the nation's largest aircraft carrier, 5 destroyers, 3 amphibious assault ships, 2 cruisers. Fucking, how many troops are there? We got Tomahawk cruise missiles, we got drones, MQ-9 Reaper air drones, fucking F-18 fighter jets. 15,000 personnel are in the region. Like, what are we talking, like, according to your logic, right? When we had all of our tens of thousands of troops on the border of Iraq ready to invade. We weren't boots on the ground. It just wasn't there. Like, until we sent in all, like, because the thing is, but we invaded the nation. You know we invaded it, right? Do you deny that we invaded their nation? That's how we've been able to intercept their drug boats. David, hold on. All right, hold on. Let me ask you another question. David, do you believe there is any evidence that those boats were drug boats? Do you think that, like, or how about this? Has the military or the government provided a single piece of evidence that those were drug boats? Have they provided any evidence? There is a correct answer to this. This isn't an opinionated question. This is not an opinionated question. David? Excuse me. Yes, that's why the Senate has stopped talking about it. You are incorrect, David. And this isn't a matter of your opinion. I'm telling you a verifiable fact, and facts do not care about your feelings. There has not been a single shred of evidence that a single one of those boats was carrying drugs. Facts do not care about your feelings. So I'm establishing that. You have to accept that. Now, here is my question to you. Because we don't have any evidence that these are drug boats, or actually, let me rephrase that. We do not have evidence that these are drug boats, but I'm going to give you a hypothetical here. Let's pretend, David, that we did have evidence. Let's pretend that those were drug boats and we had evidence. Here's my question to you. Is it legal to annihilate them, to vaporize them? Is that legal or illegal? Is it legal or illegal to vaporize them because hypothetically, saying that they have drugs, right? Yeah, because fishing boats run at night at 60 miles per hour. That's not my question. Try to answer the question. Try to pretend to be brave for a second. Is it legal to bomb a drug boat? Let's just pretend that you have proof. Is it legal to bomb a drug boat like that? There is a correct answer to this. Legal. If they are bringing drugs that cause death. Incorrect, David. Incorrect. Nope, you are wrong. It is a fucking violation of international law. And what we have been doing for the past 30 years is disabling the boat, shooting out the fucking engine, sending in the Coast Guard, boarding the boat, confiscating the drugs, arresting the criminals, bringing them back to the US, charging them, and then either throwing them in an American prison or deporting them back to their nation. That is what we have done for the past 30 years, David. You are wrong. It is not legal. It is incredibly illegal. You're talking to a wall mate? Guys, when I have these conversations, it's not necessarily for the person I'm talking to. I recognize that David is too much of a cultist. He will never abandon the Fuhrer. But there are people watching who are not in the chat, who might be on the fence about some issues, and it's important for them to hear the conversation between the two. You know, to see like, okay, well, the chatter is clearly mentally retarded, and then the streamer is trying to actually have a conversation, trying to make a valid point, and it's just not possible because the chatter is mentally retarded. Hey, Chris, did you see Trump's recent speech on Renee Good? He switched up his whole stance because her parents were his supporters, supposedly. Jesus fucking Christ. Ew. Thank you for the $5 and thank you for the $2. I appreciate that. Yes, they get to see how delusional you are. David, you just said that it's legal to vaporize a drug boat in international waters. It's not. Facts don't care about your feelings. It is simply illegal to do that. It is simply illegal. You can arrest them. If you suspect that they have drugs on them, you can board the boat, you can confiscate the drugs, you can start an investigation. But no, you can't just fucking vaporize them. It's illegal. Yeah, and we disguised ourselves as civilians to do it, which is even more illegal. Here, David, here you go. It is genuinely considered illegal both under U.S. domestic and international law for private individuals to blow up, use lethal military force against suspected drug boats, as this amounts to extrajudicial killing. Even for state actors like the U.S. military, the legality of such actions is subject to intense ongoing legal and political debate. So, David, it is illegal. Your opinion doesn't matter. Facts don't care about your feelings. I know you're a little snowflake and you think that you can run the world based off of your emotions and like might makes right. It's the law of the jungle. If we have the ability to do it, we should. But international law is still a fucking thing. Granted, I'm willing to bet money you don't think international law matters. I'm willing to bet money on that. Willing to bet a lot of money on that. Chris, move on to the news? I am. This is a way for me to let a lot of people fucking roll in, and then I'm going to dive into the news. I do have to fill up my coffee, though, before we do. You had Cafe Bustelo? I have, and it's delicious. But I prefer Dunkin'. I prefer some French vanilla Dunkin' Donuts coffee. That's how I like it. Straight out of my Mr. Coffee. That's how I like it. That's how I like it. All right, I'm going to fill up my coffee. In the meantime, I'm going to run you a little ad, okay? I hope you enjoy.
Hey there, you! Yeah, you! You tired of your boring, plain old wardrobe? Do you want to stand out in the crowd? You want to make heads turn, jaws drop, and hearts skip a beat? Well, have I got the deal of the century for you? ValentiVideos.myshopify.com is here with the merch explosion that'll blow your socks off and change your life. Check it out! We've got exclusive gear from the cutting edge of fashion. T-shirts, hoodies, mugs, and much more that'll make you be thinking, well, hell, where'd you get that? And guess what? You can get yours right now with just one click. That's right, don't wait. Act now, and you can be a proud owner of the hottest merch on the planet. Whether you're looking to chill out, stand out, or just feel like $1,000,000, we've got something for you. And hey, I know what you're thinking, but what about the price? Well, let me tell you, these prices are so low that you'd think we were giving it away for free. Now, get ready to rock the best merch in town. And check out ValentiVideos.myshopify.com for your destination to greatness. I'll see you there, friend. Hurry up.
Chris Valenti Videos is not responsible for any sudden increase in class consciousness that may occur as a result of wearing this merch. If you find yourself beginning to deeply care for your fellow person, quickly continue to wear all products from Valenti Videos as your empathy grows. Drinking from Valenti Videos mugs may invoke a quiet sense of awe for the entirety of humanity as you decide to dedicate the rest of your living existence to the betterment of those who have less than you. Also, you may get a brief but meaningful stiffy. Please enjoy Valenti Videos responsibly.
All right, I hope you enjoyed that. And no, I don't look like Post Malone. I look like pre-Malone. Malenti, do me a favor. Hold on. Never. Sorry, had to deal with some fucking asshole. Anyway, all right, you guys ready to get to it? You guys ready to get to it? Anyway, let's get to work. Let's get to work. You guys ready? You guys ready? You guys ready? It's time to make a video. Yeah, no, me selling out. I'm a huge sellout, bro. I sold out the big Valenti. It's really bad. All right, all right, all right. This, and this. Here we go. Lock in. So, Tangerine Palpatine is continuing the American century of humiliation by giving a speech at the World Economic Forum. First of all, his speech lasted 80 fucking minutes. 8-0. For like comparison, I'm pretty sure what's his name, Emmanuel Macron's speech was like 15 fucking minutes. But as we know, Donald has dementia and he can't stop fucking rambling for the life of him. He's rambling about how the election was stolen and there's Somalians committing fraud everywhere. 90% of Somalians are committing fraud, which is not true whatsoever. And it's also a straight up talking point from that what's the retard's name? Nick Shirley. He couldn't pronounce benevolent. But yeah, no. And also, Andrew Callahan just recently dropped like a 6 to 8 minute long video where, like, because Nick Shirley has been going on the offensive saying that Andrew Callahan edited the interview to make him look stupid. And what's hilarious is Andrew released like unedited versions of the fucking interview where it made Nick Shirley look, I don't even know how, but even stupider than he fucking was. I mean, this kid, I mean, I don't know if he's like homeschooled or if he's like mentally disabled, but like he does not know how to speak. It's incredible. Anyway, we have a lot to talk about. First thing I'm going to show you, obviously, is him going, America will be represented in Davos by me. God bless you all, President Donald J. Trump. And now I've got the clips of him in Davos, and I'm telling you, man, every single one of these fucking clips,
in the history.
That's not it. Every single one of these clips is pathetic. Okay, so we're gonna go through them all, and I gotta warn you, there's no through line to any of this because he has dementia. He doesn't know how to fucking string a sentence together. He doesn't know how to be coherent. But anyway, let's get a look.
Here. Yes, he's here. Hello, Mark. We never asked for anything, and we never got anything.
Real quick, he's talking about NATO, and the United States of America is the only nation that has ever invoked Article 5, and which is getting all the other NATO countries to fight alongside us. We are the only nation who has ever asked for help from NATO. Who do you think fought alongside us in Iraq and Afghanistan? The fucking Canadians, the fucking Brits, the fucking Norwegians, the Danish, fucking Germans. The entirety of NATO joined us in this.
We probably won't get anything unless I decide to use excessive strength and force where we
Let's go back. Hold on.
Never asked for anything, and we never got anything. We probably won't get anything unless I decide to use excessive strength and force.
Same way that you got pussy, right? By using excessive strength and force, you fucking pedophile rapist.
Where we would be, frankly, unstoppable. But I won't do that.
Now, that is a threat. I know that what you're going to see from people like Fox News are going to be like, oh, Trump says he's not going to use the military to take over Greenland. But really listen to the first thing he fucking says.
Force, unless I decide to use excessive strength and force where we would be, frankly, unstoppable. But I won't do that. Okay?
That is a huge threat. He's saying, listen, I could just take Greenland and there's absolutely fucking nothing you could do about it. We could use excessive force. We could murder all 50,000 people in fucking Greenland. There is nothing you could do. But I won't do that. That is a threat. That is a fucking threat.
Now everyone's saying, oh, good. That's probably the biggest statement I made because people thought I would use force. I don't have to use force. I don't want to use force. I won't use force. All the United States is asking for is a place called Greenland, where we already had it as a trustee, but respectfully returned it back to Denmark not long ago after we defeated the Germans, the Japanese, the Italians, and others in World War II.
We barely participated in World War II, Donald. By your fucking logic, the Soviets should own Greenland.
Back to them. We were a powerful force then, but we are a much more powerful force now. After I rebuilt the military in my first term and continue to do so today, we have a budget of $1.5 trillion. We're bringing...
I got more for you. Don't worry. We got more for you.
Have been reviewed very negatively. I have tremendous respect for both the people of Greenland and the people of Denmark. Tremendous respect.
No, you don't.
But every NATO ally has an obligation to be able to defend their own territory. And the fact is, no nation or group of nations is in any position to be able to secure Greenland.
Do you hear how fucking stupid this is sounding? We are one of 31 nations in an alliance that is protecting Greenland. And what he's saying is that this alliance can't protect Greenland, but we, America, single-handedly can. Not America with all the help. It doesn't make any fucking sense. Yeah, thank you, Chatter. It is mind-numbingly moronic.
Other than the United States, we're a great power, much greater than people even understand. I think they found that out 2 weeks ago in Venezuela.
Again, that's another threat. He's saying, like, what we did in Venezuela is, I could do this if I wanted fucking anywhere. And he has felt very emboldened by his kidnapping of Maduro. If I were a fucking world leader, I would be absolutely horrified right now.
We saw this in World War II, when Denmark fell to Germany after just 6 hours of fighting and was totally unable to defend either itself or Greenland. So the United States was then compelled. We did it. We felt an obligation.
Bro, he's just spewing straight up ahistorical bullshit in order to make a claim over Greenland.
To do it. To send our own forces to hold the Greenland territory. And hold it we did at great cost and expense. They didn't have a chance of getting on it, and they tried. Denmark knows that. NATO and I've
oh my god, and this is when he started confusing Greenland for Iceland. He's trying to talk about Greenland and all. Just look at how fucking humiliated. Listen, I know that I hate Donald, but I'm also an American, and like, this is my president, and he's like representing me, and he's representing all of us, and he is so fucking embarrassing. He is so fucking humiliating. He makes it so unbelievably upsetting to call myself an American. Get a look.
Europe, I'm helping NATO, and I've until the last few days when I told them about Iceland, they loved me. They called me daddy, right, last time.
Oh my god, again with this fucking daddy shit, dude. And this is why I always say, MAGA is the most homoerotic bullshit I've ever seen. Fox News hosts and all these right-wing pundits, these paid influencers, they call this fucking 80-year-old man daddy, an 80-year-old sex-trafficking pedophile. You call him daddy. It is so gross, dude.
Very smart man said, he's our daddy. He's running it. I was like running it. I went from running it to being a terrible human being.
What? Why are you calling yourself a terrible human being? And I just want to give you another example of daddy. This is on Fox News the other fucking day.
I bet Al's already started drinking because daddy's about to land and daddy has needs.
So like, yo, Republicans, I know there's got to be a handful of MAGA in the crowd. Like, you guys know you're all gay, right? You guys know you're all fucking gay, right? You're calling an 80-year-old sex trafficking pedophile daddy because of how naturally submissive you are, because of how naturally servile you are. You're all just dogs. You're dogs on a leash, and they can just yank you around and you'll thank them for it, bro. And there is nothing sadder than a dog in a kennel who is begging for a fucking tiny little leash. That's what you want. You don't want freedom. You don't even know what it is. You are begging to have a leash around your neck just to be let out of your little fucking kennel. It's so pathetic. It's so gross. You're calling this man daddy despite the fact that every single decision he makes benefits him and the rest of the Epstein class instead of you, the fucking working man. Instead of you, the blue-collar worker. My collar's blue and my dick is red. I've been sucking on dudes just to keep my family fed. That's literally you. That's what you do. That's what you do. You're on your hands and knees licking a billionaire's asshole. Just fucking clean.
No. Should have gotten the...
Oh, this isn't him at the World Economic Forum, but this is him bitching and moaning about the Nobel Peace Prize that I wanted to show you.
Should have gotten the
Nobel Prize for each war, but I don't say that. I say millions and millions of people. And don't let anyone tell you that Norway doesn't control the shots, okay?
They don't. The Nobel Committee controls the shots, but the government of Norway does not decide who gets the Nobel Peace Prize, you absolute fucking troglodyte.
It's in Norway. Norway controls the shots. They'll say, we have nothing to do with it. It's a joke. They've lost such prestige. That's why I have such respect for Maria doing what she did. She said, I don't deserve the Nobel Prize. He does. When she got it, they said, wow, that's amazing. I thought President Trump would get it.
Dude, he's such a fucking baby. I thought President Trump would get it.
They said, wow, that's amazing. I thought President Trump would get it. President Trump does. No.
Oh, well, I thought President Trump would get it. I mean, President Trump deserves the Nobel. And if you really think about it, President Trump deserves 8 Nobel Peace Prize because President Trump ended 8 wars. Meanwhile, there's no MAGA voters who could tell me a single fucking one of the 8 wars that Trump ended. You couldn't tell me a single goddamn war that Donald Trump fucking ended. All right, now, again, I want to show you him screaming about Iceland because he's so demented. He's confusing Greenland and Iceland.
Decades. But the problem with NATO is that we'll be there for them 100%. But I'm not sure that they'd be there for us. If we gave them the call, gentlemen, we are being attacked. We're under attack by such and such a nation. I know battleship is. I'm not sure that they'd be there. I know we'd be there for them. I don't know that they'd be there for us. So with all of the money we expend, with all
what is
of
playing?
Blood, sweat, and tears.
Oh, that one. That one is. My apologies. My mistake. Let's replay that.
Decades. But the problem with NATO is that we'll be there for them 100%. But I'm not sure that they'd be there for us. If we gave them the call, gentlemen, we are being attacked. We're under attack by such and such a nation. I know them all very well. I'm not sure that they'd be there. I know we'd be there for them. I don't know that they'd be there for us. So with all of the money we expend, with all of the blood, sweat, and tears, I don't know that they'd be there for us. They're not there for us on Iceland, that I can tell you. I mean, our stock market took the first dip yesterday because of Iceland.
No, Donald, it took a dip because of fucking Greenland, you stupid idiot.
So Iceland's already cost us a lot of money.
Dude, honestly, I don't think he knows the fucking difference between Iceland and Greenland. I genuinely don't.
But that dip is peanuts compared to what it's gone up. And we have an unbelievable future in that decade.
Bro, he's also acting like he already fucking owns Greenland. Oh, this one's hilarious.
And then after the war, which we won it big. Without us, right now you'd all be speaking German and a little Japanese.
He's in Switzerland. Do you know what language they speak in Switzerland? German. You stupid motherfucker. I know somebody in chat is going to go, actually, it's Swiss German. Brother, they've been speaking Germany and Switzerland for a fucking century.
And then after the war, which we won it big. Without us, right now you'd all be speaking German and a little Japanese, perhaps. And then after the war,
he's so stupid.
Which
oh,
we won,
sorry.
We won it big. And then after the war, which we won it big. Without us, right now you'd all be speaking German and a little Japanese, perhaps.
Dude, he's just like a fucking moron, dude. This is supposed to be the leader of the free world. And dude, and then he starts saying World War. Oh my God, just listen to this. Listen to this.
By a pandemic. You know, when I heard the word pandemic, I said, oh, that's an ancient problem. World War I, they lost 100 million people. It actually.
No, they didn't. First of all, 100 million people did not die in World War I. Second of all, he's saying 100 million people died of the Spanish flu in World War I. It makes no fucking sense.
Actually ended World War I. A lot of people don't know. The Spanish flu in World War I ended because all the soldiers were sick. The soldiers were so sick on both sides, and that war was raging, and they were all dying from the Spanish flu. They were sick as dogs. They couldn't fight. So, you know, you don't know how that would have turned out. But what a lot of people don't know, the Spanish flu in World War I ended the war because all the soldiers were sick. The soldiers were so sick on both sides, and that war was raging, and they were all dying from the Spanish flu. They were sick as dogs. They couldn't fight. So, you know, you don't know how that would have turned out. But so we do, I mean, subject to that, and I always have to put a caveat in for it, but we're poised to have the greatest growth of any large country, I think any country that there's been. When you look at what's happening in the United States, it's really amazing.
Thank you.
Dude, I don't even know what point he's trying to fucking make. I don't even think he knows what trying. Oh my God, and now he tries to pronounce Azerbaijan.
And I've now been working on this war for 1 year, during which time I settled 8 other wars. India, Pakistan. I settled other wars.
He didn't settle the war between India and Pakistan. They both respective nations came out and said he had absolutely fucking nothing to do with it.
Where Vladimir Putin called me Armenian, Azerbaijan, 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 Azerbaijan. He said, I can't believe you settled that one. They were going on for 35 years.
There was literally no war between Azerbaijan and Armenia. Like, not even kidding. There wasn't even a war between those two nations.
Whoever thought we were going to hit by a pandemic? You know, when I heard the word pandemic, I said, oh, that's an ancient problem. They were sick as dogs. They couldn't fight.
Oh, here's where he threatens Canada.
To just by its very nature, going to be defending Canada. Canada gets a lot of freebies from us, by the way. They should be grateful also, but they're not. I watched your prime minister yesterday. He wasn't so grateful. But they should be grateful to us. Canada lives because of the United States. Remember that, Mark, the next time you make your statements.
He's literally making direct threats to other world leaders on the fucking world stage. Remember that next time, Canada. Remember that America's the only reason you stay alive. Bro, he is so fucking mentally ill. He is so dangerous. It's unfucking believable.
Block for Europe, just like, you know, Denmark was supposed to spend hundreds of millions of dollars. They didn't spend the money. They didn't spend anything, almost. And we'll see what happens. I just say this. NATO has treated the United States of America very unfairly. We never asked for anything. We never got anything.
Friendly reminder, we're the only nation who has ever invoked Article 5. We're the only nation who has ever gotten other NATO nations to come to war with us right after 9/11.
We actually took care of the needs of NATO for years and years, which I felt was always unfair, so I got NATO to pay, because they're rich countries. But great block for Europe, just to make us because of us, because...
Oh, this one's great, dude. This is when he starts talking about how angry he got after hearing a woman's voice telling him the word no.
They make us because of us, because we never charged them anything. So they come in, they sell their watches, no tariffs, no nothing. They walk away, they make $41 billion on just us. So I said, no, we can't do that. So I'm going to bring it up. I'm still... would have a deficit pretty substantial, but I brought it up to 30%. And I guess Prime Minister, I don't think President, I think Prime Minister called a woman, and she was very repetitive. She said, no, you cannot do that, 30%. You cannot do that. We are a small, small country. I said, yeah, but you have a big, big deficit. You may be small, but you have a bigger deficit than big countries. He said, no, please, you cannot do it. Kept saying the same thing over and over. We are a small country.
I'm sure you've heard a woman say no over and over again before. It probably really bothered you then, and I'm willing to bet she was a fucking child, you sex trafficking pedophile rapist.
I said, but you're a big country in terms of... And she just rubbed me the wrong way, I'll be honest with you.
Oh, I wonder why, Donald. I fucking wonder why.
Just by its very nature.
Oh, yeah, this is him threatening Canada again.
Military. The situation in Minnesota reminds us that the West cannot mass import foreign cultures.
Oh, Stephen Miller wrote that part.
Which have failed to ever build a successful society of their own. I mean, we're taking people from Somalia, and Somalia is a failed, it's not a nation. military.
So I wonder why Somalia is such a failed nation. Does it have anything to do with the fact that we have been bombing them relentlessly for like 20 fucking years? Does it have anything to do with the fact that we have been harvesting their resources and giving them absolutely none of the benefit? Does it have anything to do with that?
The United States. And despite that, we have the lowest crime numbers that we've ever had in the history of the country.
Not true.
Just came out. But equally importantly, we're cracking down on more than $19 billion in fraud that was stolen.
Again, that's not true. That whole Somali fraud case, that has been ongoing for like 7 years. And it came up and showed that the person who committed the most fraud in this quote unquote Somali fraud case was a white American citizen. Now, here's the thing. Fraud exists across the entire fucking nation. Are there Somalis who commit fraud? Sure. Does that mean Somalis, by and large, are fraudsters? Fucking no. We don't apply that logic to the white Christians who shoot up schools. We don't say that all white Christian men are mass fucking shooters.
By Somalian bandits. Can you believe that Somalian? They turned out to be higher IQ than we thought.
Jesus Christ, he's so racist.
I always say these are low IQ people. How did they go into Minnesota and steal all that money?
He's so fucking racist, dude. Last one for you. This is him talking about bringing back battleships, which are so useless.
Budget of $1.5 trillion. We're bringing back battleships. The battleship is 100 times more powerful than the great battleships you saw in World War II, those great big...
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, I'm sure that our battleships are stronger than what they were in 1915. No fucking shit, you dumbass. And nobody even fucking uses battleships anymore because of how insanely powerful the Air Force is. For fuck's sake, you started Space Force, dude. We got fucking lasers orbiting the planet and you're worried about a battleship? They're fucking useless, dude. They started to become useless as soon as planes and jets were a thing. We just started bombing the fuck out of them. They're sitting ducks.
Gorgeous ships, the Missouri, the Iowa, the Alabama. Because I thought maybe we could take them out of mothballs. They said, no, sir, these ships are 100, think of that, 100 times more powerful than those big, magnificent pieces of art.
Oh, yeah, dude. Your battleships are going to do great against hypersonic missiles and a fucking drone fleet. Yeah, for sure, man.
That you saw so many times ago, that you still see on television, you say, wow. What a force. 100 times, each ship 100 times more powerful than the big battleships of the past. So that was the end of the mothball story.
End of the mothball story? Dude, he's so decrepit and fucking ancient. All right, listen, I know that like none of what I showed you made any sense or had any through line to it, but none of his speech had a through line to it. It was 80 minutes of him just demanding Greenland, saying, I will just take Greenland if you don't give me that deal, and I could take it in a fucking second and kill you all, but I won't do that. And him threatening Canada. He's threatening all of our allies. Meanwhile, our former allies are now making deals with our number one adversary, China. Okay, so Donald Trump has done more to weaken the United States hegemony in what, 1 year? Than other presidents have been able to do in fucking decades. It's insane. It's insane. I don't know how we're supposed to make it out of this other than like literally removing him from office. I don't think we could survive a full 4-year term with him. I really genuinely fucking don't. It's unbelievable. We have another 3 fucking years of this shit, dude. It's unbelievable. Anyway, if you're watching this live, you stay. We're going to keep on going. If you're watching this pre-recorded on YouTube, thank you very much. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. It costs you nothing. Helps me immensely. And do me one last favor. Click that video right over there. It's a banger, and I know bangers. Thank you for the $20. The U.S. military is too badly under threat of false imprisonment to help everyday civilians on top of being uneducated. I seriously hope you see this message, and I wish I was joking when I say that. Yeah, well, listen, I mean, a fuckload of the American military are just wildly uneducated. Ooh, I like this one. I like this one a lot. This is episode 358. Let's get this fucker uploaded, yeah? What the fuck is this? In Japan, Trump is considered the best U.S. president in a long time. That's not true, dude. The Japanese are a very educated people. You guys do not believe that. You might. You might be one of the very few retarded Japanese people, but no, that's not true whatsoever. Party on episode 400? We could. That could be good. Thank you for the $5. I appreciate that. What do you think about transhumanism? Kyle Kalinske keeps saying it's evil just in general. It is. It is. If you advocate for clankers in any sort of way, if you advocate for like combining humanity with fucking machines, no, you are my enemy. Any transhumanist is my fucking enemy. If I had my way, we would genuinely dismantle all of these AI supercomputers and make AI like permanently banned. And anybody and everybody who tries to bring it back is thrown in fucking prison on the spot. I don't know. I can't help you, bro. I fucking hate transhumanists. Chris, I'm a transhuman. Oh, shut up. That's not what I fucking mean. Shut the fuck up. Jesus. iRobot was a warning. 100%. The Trump humiliates. How do you spell humiliates? Trump humiliates America on the world stage. What about robotic arms for amputated people? That's not transhumanism, bro. That's just a fucking, that's a replacement limb. If somebody takes their fucking arm off without losing it and replacing it with a robotic arm just for shits and giggles, yeah, no, fuck that. That's disgusting. LT, Chris, technology can have a great impact on our lives if we allow it to produce for good rather than manipulate for profit. Sorry, bro. I support human beings, not fucking wireback buckets of rust. I don't support these clanker fucks, and I don't support merging humanity with them. You're not gonna get me to fucking jump off that hill. Never in a million fucking years. Trump humiliates America on the world stage. Trump's speech at the WEF was pitiful. You would love Helldivers too? I play Helldivers. I fucking love killing those clankers. You kidding me? No one asks Chris about his opinion on synths from Fallout. You don't want to know. You don't want to know what I fucking did in that game, bro. Bro, when I found my son, quote unquote son in Fallout, I capped that motherfucker on the spot. I'm not even kidding. I capped that motherfucker on the spot. Then, you know, obviously, you know, oh, he's not really your son type shit. You know how it is. You know how it is. See how it starts? Yep. Okay. Publish. One thing, I'm probably the biggest supporter of transhumanism. Ew. I believe people should have the choice to merge with machine. I believe they shouldn't have that choice whatsoever. And I will fight to do what I can to ensure the fact that you never have that choice. If I was a politician, I would literally make that shit illegal. I would make that shit illegal. I gotta clip this. Right there. So Tangerine Palpatine is With $10, the false imprisonment has been going on for years, even before Trump's term, and for some reason, no active veteran or service member seems to want or say anything about it or take any action. Well, I don't think there's really much you can do against the military. I mean, it's the fucking United States military. Chris, the NCR bodies a Brotherhood of Steel. Tell that to my fat man and T62. Transhumanism as a replacement of humanity is bad. The problem with you can put your mind in a robot body is the ritual make it required day one. Oh yeah, it's just another way for them to control you. You support the choice to change genders and you support abortion. Can you explain why you don't support transhumanism? Yes, because it has to do with merging humanity with fucking clankers, bro. I don't support clankers in any fucking way. All right, let's make an ad. Let's make an ad. So Tangerine Palpatine doesn't know what the word no is, and he made that abundantly clear during his 80-minute-long speech at the World Economic Forum, where he just continued the American century of humiliation, saying, first of all, he mixed up Greenland and Iceland about 7 times. He also threatened Canada and said, like, you really need to watch your mouth. Don't forget, Canada only exists because America allows it to. He then said, in regards to Greenland, he goes, if I wanted to take Greenland by force, I would take it so quick. I would kill you all, but I'm not going to do that because he's a fucking psychopath. He also claimed that 100 million people died to the Spanish flu in World War I. Not true. He also claimed that people died to the Spanish flu in World War II, and that was the reason why World War II ended. Not true. You're a fucking idiot. He really does go off on how he hates when women tell him the word no. I could have told you that. He really didn't need to tell you that. But yeah, no, it's absolutely insane. The American century of humiliation continues. Donald Trump is the worst president in American history. Facts don't care about your fucking feelings. I got a whole new YouTube video covering this and some of the best moments of his speech, or the worst moments, depending on how you consider it. But anyway, if you're triggered, let me know down below. New YouTube video, new YouTube video, new YouTube video. Here we go. My balls are blue and my dick is red. I've been working on hunting to keep my family man. The American Century of Humiliation. New YouTube video. All right. Excuse me. I didn't know you actually kissed the camera. Of course. So is your disagreement with transhumanity purely because of how the rich might use it? Or do you... No, I mean, listen, I know the rich are going to use it poorly, but I just don't believe that humanity should be merging with machines. I believe that we are a very, very unique and special creature on this planet, and that the worst possible thing that we could do is forego a piece of our humanity to merge with the fucking machines that we are creating when we're playing God, bro. We are playing God, and none of this shit is gonna work out. I'm not kidding. I think that anybody who merges with a machine, somebody with a fucking Neuralink, anybody who's a transhumanist, they should have less rights. You shouldn't even be allowed to fucking vote anymore. I do mean this. If you are merged with a machine, I don't think you should have human rights. You're not a fucking human anymore. You're part machine. There should be different fucking rights. Fucking Cope Malt Seeds call me an authoritarian. I don't give a fuck. I really don't. I couldn't give less of a fuck. You're not a fucking human anymore. Let's get that uploaded on YouTube as well. I'm with the I wish I could augment my body to overcome my disability sect of transhumanists compared to the I want to be a machine for fun sect. I think that, like, dude, if you're talking about, like, your legs don't work and you're using robotic legs, that's a lot different than what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is this stupid shit where people want to be able to, like, fucking search Google with their brain. What I'm talking about is the people who want to be, like, super soldiers and move super fast and make humans being stronger and all that shit. Nah, fuck that. Deal with the limitations of being a fucking human being. Bite the goddamn bullet. Another gem? Oh my god, look at this. Look at that. That's so fucking funny, dude. New episode of the Valenti VOD. All right. Do you think Russia will side with Europe when the USA invades Greenland? No. Brother, we're invading Greenland on behalf of Russia. We are dismantling NATO. We're dissolving NATO because Russia wants us to. All of this is because Vladimir Putin and Bibi Netanyahu have videos of Donald Trump fucking children. All of this. Like, dude, Donald might as well be a Russian asset. I know he's not, but he might as well be one the way that everything he's doing is on Russia's behalf. What do you think about genetic transhumanism? All right, I'm going to say this once, and I'm going to say this clearly. I do not support transhumanism whatsoever. I fucking hate you if you're a transhumanist. I don't care if you've been a fan of this channel for years. I fucking hate you if you advocate for man to merge with machine. I consider you my fucking enemy. Do you understand? I consider you my enemy. Fucking deal with it. Jesus. Holy fuck. Chris, are you surprised that Trump's power frenzy didn't start in Puerto Rico? No, we already fucking own Puerto Rico, dude. He doesn't need to do anything to get Puerto Rico. In fact, giving them like states' rights would be bad for his fascist movement. It would give more brown people the ability to vote, which he already is trying to stamp out. Wait. You mean you don't want to replace your stomach with a smoothie blender? What the fuck? Sorry, amputees. Jesus Christ, dude. Oh my god. If you can't see the fucking nuance to what I'm saying, I can't help you, and I'm not going to entertain your fucking stupid bullshit, guys. I'm not going to entertain your stupid fucking bullshit. Thank you for the dono, though, for the $5. Think China will try to take over America when it falls? Yes. 1,000%. There we go. That video is fully uploaded. We love that. I love that. Oh, folks, we love that. We love that, folks. Chat is weird today? Yeah, I mean, it happens, man. It fucking happens, you know?
面前应当人人平等，极少数国家不应当有基于实力的特权。世界不能重
The world cannot return to the law of the jungle, where the strong prey on the weak. Dude, the Chinese are the only people who have a level head right now.
重新回弱强势的丛林法则，各国都有权维护自身的正当权益。中国。
China has always attached importance to promoting the common prosperity of its trading partners through its own development. Think for the $5, transhumanism primarily is an extension of eugenics. Yup.
一贯重视以自身发展带动贸易伙伴共同繁荣， 致力于做大全球
China is committed to expanding the global economic and
经
trade
贸蛋糕
pie.
我们
We never deliberately pursue a trade
从不刻
surplus.
意追求贸易顺差，不仅愿意做
We are not only willing to be the world's factory, but also the world's market.
世界工厂，更愿意做世界市场。
Oh, it's so bad when the Chinese are the fucking voice of reason on the world stage, dude. America has collapsed. America has completely and totally fucking fallen.
For the victims here. Remain fair and to remain transparent. And so I ask that you do that if you really truly want to be fair and care about the justice for the victims here.
May I respond? We have been very clear. We expect those documents. She has complied. She's turned over documents in the
1%
beginning. In the
is
beginning,
not
you all
compliant.
complained and said the first document drop.
You were legally obligated to release every single one of the Epstein files held in the DOJ's hands by 30 days. You are now 3 fucking months late.
Didn't have enough redactions, and the second document dump had too many redactions. So they're trying to get this, and I believe
Mr. Chairman,
that
with
we
all-
will get those documents
I
very
hear
soon.
you.
I have been assured
I
we're
hear
going to
you.
get those
If I could
documents very
respond.
soon.
I hear you, but with all due respect, given everything that she herself stated in February of last year, her own statements in front of the entirety of the American public saying, we have the documents. They are ready to go. The subpoena from this committee was issued in July.
And nobody
And
on
they
our
never
side
got
is
to work.
nobody on our side is defending Pam Bondi. I
So
can
then
assure
she
you.
should be held in contempt. If we are
She
going
is
to hold
complying with.
President
They have
Clinton in
turned
contempt, then we have to
documents
hold Bill
over.
Clinton.
They have turned documents over, and every time they do,
One
you all
portion of the
complain
document,
about
we
too
know
many
that's
redactions,
ridiculous.
not enough redactions. So,
that is unacceptable. It has been 6 months
all right, your
and there's
time,
been
your time's
nothing
expired, and we want the documents. We've made that very clear. Chair.
$5. Did you hear about the strikes happening on the 23rd in Minnesota? What's your opinion on strikes versus peaceful protest? Personally, I don't think consumer activism has ever fucking worked. Going on strike is kind of just like, they're just going to replace you with a scab. And on top of that, you're really not going to do much damage if it's like a billion-dollar company, you know? Like, for example, people were like going on strike for Starbucks, right? It did nothing. Like, I don't believe consumer activism does anything. The bus boycotts worked. Dude, the bus boycotts were a part of the civil rights movement, which was very fucking violent. It was not a peaceful movement. Oh, okay. I could go into great detail on this, but here's my point. Every successful political movement throughout human history has been violent. There is no such thing as a peaceful protest that has created good change. It doesn't fucking happen. Starbucks was impacted. Oh my God. Oh, how much is Starbucks worth? Yeah, I'm sure Starbucks was really fucking impacted. Yeah, no, you're right. I'm so sure, guys. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, no, losing about 12 billion definitely fucking hurt them. Yeah. Dude, like, I don't know how to fucking stress this to you guys. You are propagandized into believing that you going on strike is doing something. I'm not gonna buy my Starbucks because they fund the IDF. Oh yeah, because that's gonna stop the bombs from falling. No, it's not. It's designed to make you feel like you're doing something when in reality, you're doing fucking nothing. You're doing nothing. Bro, bite the bullet, smell the roses, accept reality. Oh, if you want to protest, here's what you do. Here's what you do. You do this, and it does nothing. Oh my God. Fuck. Doesn't do anything. If it worked, they wouldn't let you do it.
About checks and balances. It should not matter whether or not you're associated with the Democratic Party, the Republican Party.
Dude, McDonald's, these fucking people. We're not gonna buy McDonald's, we're gonna start the genocide. Okay, let's see how much McDonald's is worth. Oh, yeah, no, I'm sure your fucking McDonald's strike did something. Yeah, sure it did something.
Party, independent, or whomever, whether you're rich, whether you're poor, whether you're middle class, whether you're black, immigrant, or whatever. But it seems like we only have a political agenda in this committee, and that's why everything goes off the rails. You only love law enforcement when they're going after black, brown, immigrants, that kind of folk, right? But on January 6th, you didn't care about law enforcement because they still don't have their plaques up. We continue to do the right thing and say, yes,
somebody in chat just said, I think it worked on Disney. Yeah, no, I'm sure your Disney boycott really affected their stock margins. Yeah, dude. Dude, we did a great job. We really put a dent into Disney. Really did a great job.
apply the rules equally across the board, and then y'all play in our faces and you only apply it to one side. I am asking for one commitment, and then I will yield to the ranking member. Mr. Chair, will you commit to me, as the chair of probably the most important committee in this Congress, especially in this moment where people are concerned about the level of corruption that exists within this committee, will you promise me that you are good for doing whatever is right and following the evidence, no matter who?
Be there for
identity. You have any idea what percentage of people you're detaining turn out to be American citizens?
Well, first, is ICE arresting U.S. citizens? ICE arrests U.S. citizens every day for trafficking and smuggling and drug distribution and weapons dealing. ICE enforces 400 laws and statutes. So, yeah, ICE do arrest U.S. citizens. Are we targeting U.S. citizens as part of this immigration enforcement? Not unless you are protesters that crossed the line and committed impediment, interference, assault, or, so, to say we're targeting U.S. citizens for immigration enforcement, that's just false accusation. But U.S. citizens are arrested if they violate.
Oh, thank you. And to be clear, I'm not critical of the president. I'm critical of the bad advice he's getting on Greenland.
Okay, well, thank you.
They'd be there for
I don't think Trump is getting any advice on Greenland at all.
For us. They're not there for us on Iceland, that I can tell you. I mean, our stock market took the first dip yesterday because of Iceland. So Iceland.
So looking back here at home domestically, last year you worked with Congress very closely, Republicans in charge of both the House and the Senate, and of course you're in the White House, and you worked with them on the big, beautiful bill. For 2026, especially in a midterm election year, what is your goal for Congress in terms of getting your agenda through? What is on the agenda? What expectations do you have for...
Politics girl ripping into Scott Jennings. Oh, I think I seen.
They
the
should
clip.
follow the law, but let's not get
loud.
our knickers in a twist here. There's no
let's not
punishment
get our
for this.
knickers in a twist over child rape. Why are you talking like that? It's insane. Like, it's insane. The Epstein files
What's
is
insane?
a multinational, multi-generational child and woman sex trafficking ring. So your attitude right now, you're sort of like, well, shucks, devil begun, is just horrifying to me.
He wants Iceland now? No, he's so stupid. He mixed up Iceland and Greenland numerous times during his fucking speech.
Every woman in the world that is watching this, why are you acting like you have no idea what's happening here? Scott, this is...
He asked me a question about following the law.
Yes, and what
I
I'm
said they
saying
should
to you
follow
is
the
your
law.
attitude. Yeah, and they're not following the law. They're 30 days late on following law, and they didn't explain why they redacted the first things in the first place, which they were also supposed to do.
I know.
Listen,
you
at
have
this
a strong
point, this is
opinion
not...
about it, and
I have a strong
respect
opinion
that.
about it because it is a
But I think they
disgusting
should do it
policy
as
that they are
fast as
doing
they
this.
can.
They are hiding it. It is not the behavior of innocent people, and everything that is in these files it could bring an entire house down. And if it has to, it has to. If it brings down Democrats, bring them down. If it brings down Republicans, bring them down. If it brings down princes, world leaders, Hollywood people, bring them down. But what it feels like right now is that there's a giant cabal of people that do not have to listen to the law, do not have to oppose the law, and they were supposed to do something, then they didn't do something, and now they're trying to have a new law that says we don't even have to do it. And what's really...
Yeah, well, it's because if you release the entirety of the Epstein files, it will actually cripple the United States government. And as I have said before, if your government will collapse due to the release of a pedophile cabal, then your government deserves to collapse, genuinely. Like, it does. If releasing the Epstein list will cause the end of the U.S. government, we deserve it. We deserve it. Fucking do it. Zorod said that too, yeah. Zoran said that as well.
It's already cost us a lot of money.
And the question that I got over and over again from my constituents is what is in those files that is so bad that President Trump is invading Venezuela, threatening our NATO allies, and sending thousands of armed paramilitary troops onto our streets to create violence and chaos in American cities.
No, it's murder and rape. That's what the Epstein files is riddled with. Murder and rape, primarily of children.
That is what the American people are actually asking us.
Driver for 5 minutes of questions.
Mr. Crane, I don't know what your obsession is.
I thought you were
with me,
supposed
but
to
I am
address the
so
chair.
Tired of you mentioning me. And
Mr.
you
Chairman,
take
is
that
she supposed to
obsession
address
and
me
to
or
put it
the
to
chair?
the people of Arizona, not me.
Yeah, well,
Keep my
if you
name
quit
out of your
assaulting
mouth.
ICE agents,
Excuse me, I wouldn't keep bringing you up. I am reclaiming my time.
Committee will come to order.
Watch your mouth when
Follow
you're
the
talking
rules
about
of the
me.
committee, Ms. MacGyver.
Excuse me, I'm reclaiming my time. Thank you, Mr. Chairman and Ranking Member. Let me get to the
Bro,
business.
dude, black women are so fucking powerful, and these fucking crotchety old white crackers cannot handle it when they get fucking talked back to by a black woman. They just can't fucking handle it, dude. Anyway. I'll watch a little bit of that Andrew 5 Callahan thing. And not Andrew 5, Channel 5. Mom Donnie on the show? What do you mean?
Definitely what happened. Right after the benevolent clip went micro-viral, Nick began to send texts to me.
You upload on TikTok, you can upload your stuff on there. It's just based off Coinbase.
The history and ethics.
Longer than 10 minutes, 2 hours.
But there was a couple points in the interview that even...
So, Nick Shirley claimed that Andrew was clipping the interview out of context to make him look dumb. Meanwhile, Andrew dropped like unedited clips of it where this kid is so fucking stupid. He's even more stupid than we thought he was.
In person, we had to have Nick repeat himself because the crew felt that no amount of corrective editing would possibly be able to make him sound normal.
It's been an interesting few days, past 72 hours. My video on the expose of the fraud in Minnesota is the most viewed video ever, longer than 10 minutes, other than Mr. Beast.
What? Can you say the fraud in Minnesota again? Because you kind of stuttered.
Yeah. Wait, are there going to be cuts in this, or just going to be one take?
Which will make it perfect. So if we ask for to say it again, it's just to make sure you say it perfectly.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, so my video on the fraud in Minnesota is the most viewed video ever by a creator, longer than 10 minutes, expose style, than anybody other than the name of Mr. Beast.
So bear with me here.
What? Brother, what did you even just say? And Avi, yeah, would love to have any sort of socialist leadership on the show.
I'm going to show you the raw footage, and we'll see how, with the magic of editing, we were able to make Nick sound actually smarter and faster than he was in person. Check this out.
How does that make you feel, like, gratification-wise as an independent journalist?
Well, I think it's the first video you've seen in a long time where a journalist actually went and created a video that created a change instantaneously. For instance, you had the HHS, Health and Human Services. They froze all funding to childcare inside of Minnesota and then they're asking for businesses to prove that they are legit businesses before they give tax dollars to these businesses that are not really businesses.
How does that
Yeah, okay, yeah, no, dude, this guy has an IQ of a fucking raccoon. This guy has the IQ of a fucking raccoon.
Make you feel, like, gratification-wise as an independent journalist?
Well, I think it's the first video you've seen in a long time where a journalist actually went and created a video that created a change instantaneously. For instance, you had the Health and Human Services. They froze all funding to childcare inside of Minnesota, and then they're asking for businesses to prove that they are legit businesses before they give tax dollars to these businesses.
So in that interview, we probably did that same thing.
Dude,
as far
this
as
kid's
trimming
so
dead air.
fucking
Make
brain
sure
dead.
I interview that weren't dead air related, were conversational beats that I personally found either boring, repetitive, or so off topic.
Coinbase.
The history.
Yeah, it is a coin.
The 25 minutes of unproductive, redundant banter about Portland, Mormonism, gay marriage, his new crypto coin.
I heard you also made a coin of some kind?
I did not. Well, I didn't make a coin. I just joined a platform where you can monetize your content And they're actually, so yeah, it is a coin. You can then monetize.
I didn't make a coin. Well, actually, it really is a coin if you really do think about it.
Your content, just similar to like how you upload on TikTok. You can upload your stuff on there. It's just based off Coinbase.
The history and ethics of welfare in America, and 6 whole, nearly identical back and forths about his 89% statistic that he falls back on unchallenged.
89% of the fraud is being committed by Somalians, and 89% of the fraud being committed inside Minnesota is by the Somalian population. 89% of the fraud happening by people who were brought into our country and then committing fraud. So 89% of the fraud happening in Minnesota is from the Somalian population.
Right, but 95% of Somali Americans in Minnesota are legal.
Yeah, 89% of Somalians are committing fraud.
Since we ended up including an extensive dialogue about that stat around the 50-minute mark of the final cut, I personally didn't feel the need to torture all of you guys with 5 other versions of that conversation.
89% of the population, or 89% of the fraud being committed in Minnesota is by Somalians.
And just so we can put that on screen to verify, do you know where that data is from?
Yes, you can put it up on screen. It's up, it's public.
And if you want,
he goes, can you tell us where that data is from so we can pull it up? He goes, yeah, no, you could pull it up. Yeah, could you tell us where it's from? Yeah, it's public. Fucking what? What the fuck are you even talking about, dude? This is the future of the Republican Party. This is the state of the... Guys, let me explain something to you. Republicans think that's a smart person. And compared to most Republican voters, he probably fucking is, dude. Republicans look at that thing and are like, that's the future. Bro, this is why I tell you all the time, like, Republicans are, like, mentally challenged. They have mental disabilities, bro. It's fucking insane.
Watch that raw cut, the 2-hour cut, which I made clear in text with Nick that I was willing to share with him in 4K when I got back from outrageous or dumb soundbite in the entire piece and memeing it into oblivion while missing the entire point of the dialogue, which was to try to find common ground on issues like affordability and the collapse of the mainstream media.
I mean, I fundamentally hope that everything you're saying is true, just so you know.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Yeah, like, it's like, I mean...
Like, I hope we all have the best interest in society and for our people, because the affordability is insane and people can't buy houses. And if we're talking about creating change, we need to let innovation prosper inside the United States.
Yeah.
And you're not seeing it. We're not seeing innovation. In fact, we're seeing fraudsters take our money.
If you guys saw, the clip that did the most rounds was when Nick tried and failed to pronounce the word benevolent.
Who do you think are the 3 most benevolent billionaires?
What do you mean by the word benevolent?
Just well-intentioned, positive billionaires who you think are creating, you know, net positive societal progress.
Trump? Our president?
Because he never said it right and said malevolent twice, there was no way to cut the dead air or trim the stammer, so we left it in. And personally, I don't think it's that big of a deal to not know that word. I mean, he is wearing a hoodie that is making fun of immigrants for their spelling errors, but benevolent has more syllables than learning, so I get it. But the comments on this clip were brutal, like actually genuinely mean, and it couldn't have felt good from his perspective to read these things. We're talking tens of thousands of people declaring this guy is retarded.
10,001 kids retarded.
Which he's not. But there are some moments in the interview that even with dead air trimmed for speed, Nick does not give his best performance, particularly when blaming immigrants for rising rent prices.
It's just simple supply and demand. If you have 20 million people who need to come and buy a house or rent an apartment, and you have other people who need it, you're going to raise the prices.
Suggesting that Muslim Americans keep milk.
I'm not gonna watch the whole thing, but I mean, it's hilarious, bro. The kid is so fucking stupid. And you know what? Go ahead, keep him. Let that be the advocate for the right wing. I'd love for him to be the person that we have to stand up against, because that would make it so much fucking easier. So much fucking easier, dude. Oh, incredible. Incredible. Think China will be the replacement of the U.S.? Yes. I don't think Russia and the U.S. will become allies. No. I do not think that will happen. Is that Charlie Yakuza? Yeah, this is Charlie Kirk in the Yakuza. Is this, like, normal? Like, why is he Kirkified? Why is he Kirkified, bro? Why is he fucking Kirkified? That's Charlie Kirkuza.
As Trump implodes and Republican support is appearing to crumble, I have to ask this question. Who is Megyn Kelly and what does she stand for? Because the shit she is saying right now, I don't get it.
He's very interesting and he's very smart, and on a lot of things, there is value to be derived from that guy's messaging. I'm sorry, but he actually has a lot of things he talks about that you're like, oh, this is not a bad point about our country.
Okay, now there's a slight chance you don't know Nick Fuentes. He's a right-wing provocateur. Fuck that. He's a woman-hating, anti-Semitic, racist piece of shit on his best day.
A lot of women want to be raped, but there's like a lot of women that really want a guy to beat the shit out of them.
White people are every single bit justified in being racist.
Hitler was a pedophile and kind of a pagan. It's like, well, he was also really fucking cool.
Now, I apologize for making you listen to that, but let's contrast those words to Kelly's comments.
Things he talks about that you're like, oh, this is not a bad point about our country.
That's like saying Jeffrey Dahmer wasn't a bad guy because he had good table manners. I mean, how do you reconcile those comments? Well, maybe the truth is Kelly is simply bad news. Megyn Kelly, who initially stood up to Trump.
Trump is a sexual predator.
Well, Megyn collapsed like a shitty lawn chair in a hurricane. And the truth is, she's always had racist tendencies.
ICE shooting in Compton. Shooting involving a federal agent on Wednesday morning. Let's see. No one was struck by the gunfire? Well, apparently nobody was hit, so I guess it ain't that big of a deal. What up, Jack? Watch out, Jack. There's been some bots in here spamming like meme coin shit for, I don't even know, like an hour or something like that. Did you get that job, Jack? Hold on. Just got home for the interview. I think it went well. Atta fucking boy, Jack. Atta boy. Atta boy. I banned a bunch. I banned a few too, believe it or not. And you never see me doing that shit. We need a Hassan, Kyle, and Chris collab, dude. I think that would end up on Fox News somehow. Honestly, yo, if I'm being honest, guys, if I ever teamed up with Kyle and Hassan, I think you would actually watch anti-Italian sentiment spew up in a microsecond. Like, they already hit Hassan with the Islamophobia. That would be the straw that breaks the camel's back in terms of Italians being considered white. They would immediately start saying Italians are not white. We need to round up Italians. Fucking off the bat, off the rip, dude. Oh, it'd be so bad. It'd be so fucking bad. And Hassan would advocate for it. You know? I love Hassan, but Hassan fucking hates me. Why? He doesn't know who I am. It's because I'm Italian. It's racist. Because as you know, Italians are the most marginalized minority in human history. Okay? In human history, there has never been a minority group more marginalized than Italian Americans. Ever. Ever. Sad. What does this say? What does that say? On the cube? Socialism is better than fascism. Oh, socialism beats fascism. Hell fucking yeah. Hell fucking yeah. As a Greek, I have to say this explains the bad takes on transhumanism. You're Italian. Yeah. I got bad takes on everything because I'm Italian. Chris, what caused a lot of Republicans to be uneducated? That's entirely intentional by the United States government. The U.S. government wants people to be less educated because the less educated you are, the more likely you are to vote Republican. That's not my opinion. This is a fact. Red states are less educated than blue states. By and large, the less educated you are, the more likely you are to vote Republican. So the government has done everything they possibly could to prevent funding for education, to prevent the increase in the American education system. It's all intentional. You need stupid people in order for Republicans to get in office. I was educated in a blue state. Cool. Do you think that what I said was wrong? Because there's literally data to prove this. The less educated you are, the more likely you are to vote Republican. Here are some of the least educated states in the United States of America. West Virginia, Mississippi, Louisiana, Arkansas, Oklahoma. Now let's see the most educated states. Let's see. Massachusetts, Vermont, Maryland, Connecticut, Colorado. I mean, guys, this is not a secret and this is not news. This has been the case for literal fucking decades, dude. The less educated your state is, the more likely you are to vote Republican. That's just the way of the world. That's just the way of the world. Not the world, that's just in America. Yeah, you know, it's a saying. It's a saying. That's the way of the world. That's just a saying. You ever grow the long hair back? I don't know, maybe. I don't think so. What's your opinion on the Green Party? It's controlled opposition. I don't support the Green Party. Isn't socialism just a theory? What? No. No. There are many countries who practice socialism. Green Party is controlled op? That's what I think. I mean, I don't think the Green Party has ever succeeded in any fucking shape or form. All it has done is prevented people from voting for somebody like Kamala Harris during the 2024 election. Green Party is popular in Europe? Yeah, sure. Maybe in Europe it has more pull, but I don't think it does in the United States of America. Would you, a specific dipshit MAGA YouTuber with XL, Erica? I don't know what you just said, but thank you for the $5. I don't know what you just said. I was thinking the Green Party is just surviving off of Ralph Nader. I mean, surviving is one fucking way to put it. Barely surviving, clinging on. Anyway, I'm going to end the stream, guys. I'm going to go to the gym. Thank you very much. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. It costs you nothing. It helps me immensely. Remember, this is real independent media, and I don't have any advertisers, any sponsors, or any of that shit, so every dollar goes a long way. Thank you for 140,000 subscribers. I love you all. Thank you very much, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye-bye-bye-bye. Bye-bye-bye-bye.